smash and grab shit. It's just gonna piss me off, dude. Fuck it. Let's get into it. 5 of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Big business.
Is worth nearly $13 billion globally. But the workers who risk their lives to mine it in an active volcano make just $17 a day. Why? Because there's a demand for this important ingredient in sugar. And that's a pretty decent wage for the area.
Yeah, 5 of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Police officer, guy who works at an oil rig, jet ski dealership owner that was passed down to him by his dad, Twitch streamer, HVAC specialist. I don't know where any of these are because, like, I don't know which one you have to knock out of the top 5 hardest and most dangerous jobs. That, like, some fucking guy in a sulfur mine in an active volcano has somehow taken over. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know why they're saying sulfur, but, like, I'm sure the other ones are going to be police officer. All of them are police officer. Probably. Landlord, too. Fuck, you're right, landlord. If you look at
other booming industries, you'll see the same trend. From collecting acai for our smoothie bowls to harvesting our table salt, people risk life, lung, and limb to make a buck in these billion-dollar industries.
I think, damn, that dude is dripped the fuck out, though. What? Dude, what the fuck is this? He's salt mining, but he's also fucking mining for some drip. Oh, my Lord. What the fuck?
Billion-dollar industries.
Okay, listen, this is some real, this is the Yeezy season, right? This is what's going on. Okay. I think it was M HUD who posted this, but I saw the way that they like recycle old wrecked ships by straight up fucking hand. What was it, like in Indonesia or something? It's just fucking nuts.
We journey around the world to see what it's like working some of the most dangerous jobs on the planet.
Yeah, shipbreaking yards.
In East Java,
Chattogram shipbreaking yards. Dude, that shit is fucking crazy, man. That blew my goddamn mind.
Indonesia, hundreds of miners face deadly smoke to extract sulfur, or devil's gold. Sulfur is used in everything from matches, fireworks, and gunpowder to detergent, paper, and batteries. It's what makes our sugar white. Working conditions inside Ijen volcano are so dangerous, many miners don't live past 50 years old.
Nama saya Mister, saya sebagai penambang belirang di Kawah Ijen.
Miners like Mistar carry up to 200 pounds of sulfur on their backs, up and down these steep cliffs. And Mistar's been doing it for 30 years.
Jesus fuck.
Kalau saya bangun, Mas, itu antara jam 1 atau jam 2. Jam segitu keadaan sekarang itu rawan hujan, rawan longsor di kawahnya.
This is as far as Mistar can go on his bike. There are no roads to the crater, so he has to walk the rest of the way. It's a 2-mile hike up to the ridge of Ijen volcano.
I gotta pee, I'll be back.
He takes only his basket and a crowbar down into the 1,000-foot deep crater.
Kita mohon bisa didampingi lah, dikasihani lah dengan yang jaga di sini.
Here, he faces the volcano's extreme environment. The air can reach over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And he works near one of the world's most toxic volcano lakes.
Tapi itu asam. Asamnya seperti asam baterai. Itu memang berbahaya. Nanti kalau kena sama misalnya mulut sama gigi, dia rontok. Ya kan berbahaya. Dia bisa membunuh juga kalau sudah masuk ke dalam perut.
And there's the smoke.
Kalau asap masuk dalam tubuh, itu merasakan sesak, nyeri di hulu hati, sesak, nyeri.
The miners are freelance contractors, so they have to pay for their own gear.
Nice.
And many can't afford gas masks. Instead, they use handkerchiefs or towels dipped in water to keep the sulfur powder from sticking.
That's cool, man. That's
Bau asap belerang itu sangat menyengat. Bau asam lagi kadang-kadang bau.
yeah. Sulfur also smells fucking terrible.
Seperti gorengan telur.
Like bad
Tapi
eggs.
kalau masuk dalam hidung atau mulut itu sesak.
Ini mas batuk ini mas.
But the smoke from inside the volcano is crucial for sulfur production. This is how it works. When the super hot smoke hits the cooler air outside, it condenses liquid and drips off the pipe. As it solidifies and cools, the sulfur will turn yellow, and miners can begin chipping off blocks. It's the sulfur's two colors that give it the name Devil's Gold. Once he fills his baskets, Mistar hoists them up on his shoulder to hike back. But that sulfur is not a light load.
Kalau saya maksimalnya mikul, itu satu pikulan 70 kilo.
God
That's about
damn, bro.
154 pounds. Mistar himself weighs just 132.
Nama punggung ya pasti sakit mas di sini kalau berat. Kan kadang-kadang di pundaknya itu kan sampai rusak. Ngapal itu rusak. Itu kadang ada tumbuh-tumbuhan yang seperti jerawat itu. Itu penyakitnya kalau orang mikul.
They have to haul it up the steep walls of the crater.
Langsung naik pelan-pelan. Soalnya kalau nanti kerasa kerusuh malah bahaya ke diri sendiri. Jatuh. Peleset jatuh.
Once he reaches the rim of the crater, Mistar can transfer the sulfur to his trolley and begin the 2 miles back.
Menimbangan langsung timbang. Nanti berapa dapat?
It's okay. I'm sure they get paid fairly for their labor. They get paid $17 a day.
Turunkan langsung dinaikkan mobil.
The mining company pays on the weight of their loads. They get about 9 cents per kilo. With 2 loads, Mistar can make $17 a day.
Yeah. Crazy.
At the end of the day, Mistar returns home to eat dinner with his family and rest. Ijin looms over them, a symbol of how Mistar provides for his family's lives, while it slowly takes his, a heavy weight to carry on his shoulders.
Thank you, Dara, for the 10 gift subs.
India is one of the world's largest salt producers, and roughly a third of it comes from deep in this desert. Today, thousands of families live here, farming salt by hand. They're known as the Agariyas, and they've been salt producers in this harsh environment for generations. Each year, they arrive at the dry, cracked land of the little run of Kutch in October.
Patadia Gugabai and his wife carry everything they'll need to live in the desert for the next 6 months, including supplies to make their huts, clothes, farming tools, and all their food and water.
This is why I say, like, you know, we are in the Western world living off of the exploitation of the third world in this way. Because a lot of the fucking minerals and a lot of the, you know, rare earth materials, the metals, rare metals that you need for your laptop, for your cameras, for your iPhone, every single thing is extracted in an identical capacity by people who are getting paid $17 a day in like horrific, gruesome conditions. Straight up.
You think
this is hard? Try being a CEO. Yeah, you think this is hard? Try being a fucking Twitch streamer, dude. And then you have to remind yourself that at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. The only thing worse than a Twitch streamer, though, condition-wise, is a Twitch watcher because they're subjected to ads at the top of the hour. Okay, maybe landlords. Landlords are a little bit harder, I think. Yeah, you're right. Hardest job ever. But at least landlords can pay $5 or even gift subs to others to no longer see the ad. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Thank you, Dara, for the 10 gifted subs.
First, they have to find the key to this whole operation: salty brine water underground. They dig 30 feet into the mud to get to it. The families then set up these government-subsidized solar panels. They'll power the pumps that bring brine water to the surface. Then the Agarias build the salt pans, these expansive salt flats.
જ્યારે અમે રણમાં શરૂઆતમાં આવી કામ કરવા ત્યારે આ માટીનું પાટા બનાવી અને ત્યારબાદ આ રોલ ફેરવવો પડે.
The roller helps them flatten out the earth.
અંદર કરી જાય રોલ ફેરવી એટલે જમીન મજબૂત બની જાય એટલે મીઠું સારું બને.
They'll make 10 to 20 pans, all by hand. It's back-breaking work. Then the farmers will release the salty brine water from the wells. It flows between the pans. By the last pan, the water reaches the...
Wait, another Dave Portnoy hot take. I don't want to say life is unfair for rich people, but it's a disgrace. I got no power trying to survive a hurricane in Miami instead of apple picking because I got to save millions of dollars in taxes.
Listen, real quick. I gotta fucking move to Florida in hurricane season so I don't have to pay my fucking taxes because I'm making too much. The phone just fucking broke. It's apple season picking up north and I'm in a fucking tornado/hurricane with the water probably coming up, evacuation mode. I don't want to complain about...
I've never wanted someone... I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm just not going to say it. But I'm wishing it, but I'm not saying it. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, just a little bit. Rise it a little bit, you know? Rise up.
Rich people think that the fact I gotta move to Miami before I'm ready to save money because I make hundreds of millions and the taxes are too big and I gotta deal with Hurricane Ian, it ain't right. And I'm not saying that you should cry for me, Argentina, but what are we gonna do when the rich people have to leave too fast? I should be picking apples and instead I'm in the hurricane season.
He's mad because high taxes have forced his ass down to Florida so he could evade paying higher tax margins. So now he has to sit there for 6 months during hurricane season, which is hilarious because, like, no one asked you to spend your 6 months in hurricane season, dummy. He is joking. He's joking. He's just, like, turning it into... I think he's just trying to turn it into, like, look what high taxes made me do.
Why? Because I gotta save a couple $100 million on taxes. It ain't right.
You know his ass as a generator? Oh, 100%. He also didn't need to be there. Like, you don't need to, like, consecutively live in Florida for 6 months to have a residency and, like, avoid taxes. You just need to be there for 6 months and 1 day by the end of the year. Like, he's just there because he's an idiot. I don't know what else to say. Every joke you would know. Yeah, me, famously living 6 months out of the year in Florida, as you guys know. You know. But I have the same exact house in Florida and the same exact background in Florida. Because when I go live every day, you just need to know, you know what I mean? I also even moved H3H3 podcast to Florida too. Yeah, I live in Mar-a-Lago. Don't make out like you're joking. What? Watching that sulfur miner and then cutting to this is dystopian? Yeah, I know. Denying your secret Florida house. It'll make your exposure all the sweeter. Oh, by the way, we're going to get back to the most dangerous jobs, though. Hold on. Let's
The
continue.
24% salinity needed to form big salt crystals. Over the next few months, as the water evaporates, salt crystals form.
દંતારા ખેંચવાના લોખંડના આવે દંતારા હોય એ ફેરવવાના.
They start raking early each morning to avoid the hottest part of the day.
કે જો પહેલા તો મીઠું ઓછું હોય એટલે તો એક જણો ખેંચે એટલે હાલે એટલે અને બીજા પછી વધી જાય ને મીઠું પછી એકથી દંતારો હાલે નહીં પછી બે જણાને જ ખેંચવો પડે.
But working here can be really dangerous. The life expectancy of a farmer is about 60 years, because not only do they face extreme temperatures,
they are dealing with subsoil brine, which is highly acidic, and exposure to that subsoil brine also comes with a lot of problems in skin.
અમને તો પહેલા તો ચામડીના રોગ થાય છે એટલે એક મહિના લગી તો રૂજ જ ન આવે અને ચામડીનો રોગ ઈ પહેલો જ કારણ કે પહેલા પેનિયાથી ને શરૂ થાય.
many of the agariyas become blind from years of the bright sun reflecting off the white landscape.
Jesus
And
Christ.
because they're so far from the nearest village, accessing medical care is often too expensive.
અમારા નાના જો આવડું તો મીઠું છોટી ગયું ને તે ઈ ભાંગતા હતા અને એમને પગે ઈ જાણકી ફોડકી દઈ ને પછી મીઠામાં તો રૂજ આવે જ નહીં રણમાં પગ પછી કાપ્યો પછી 3 દિવસ જીવા 3 દિવસ પછી ડેથ હો ગયું.
Despite these conditions, the agariyas live and work out here until spring, when the salt is finally ready. They harvest 3 times. The first produces the best quality salt. They leave in April, usually with over 1,000 tons of salt. And most farmers we spoke to said that this season's market price for salt is between $2 and $4 per ton.
Oh, Jesus
That
fucking
means in
Christ.
a good year, a family will earn about $2,000 for months of grueling work. That's well below the poverty line.
જો મીઠું વેચવા જઈએ ત્યારે જાણે વ્યાપારી સંગઠન કરી અને એ ભાવ નક્કી કરે એ ભાવ અમને આપે.
Most of the world's acai comes from deep in the Amazon rainforest. People here risk climbing 50-foot-high palm trees to harvest the fruit.
Ela pode chegar lá em cima, no pegar do cacho, ela quebrar, no meio que ela é frágil.
These berries have become one of the most popular so-called superfoods in the US, and they aren't cheap. One bowl can cost up to $15. And while the berry has exploded in popularity in recent decades, small farms like this haven't really been able to cash in.
A gente fica com a menor parte do lucro.
Do you think there's a way to automate this shit? There's a way to automate everything. But like, guys, you're going to freak out when you find out agricultural production in America is also being conducted by hand by unironically an hyper-exploited group of undocumented migrant workers that live in places like fucking Fresno who can't even afford to live in their goddamn trailer parks. It's literally the exact same. So if you think like, oh man, fuck white girls, they eat acai bowls, bitch, you eat avocado, you eat bananas, you eat fucking tomatoes. How do you think that shit's produced? It's produced in the exact same way. It's also cheaper than automation. Slavery, in most circumstances, or at least like damn near slave wages, okay, in most circumstances, it's still cheaper than automation, so they don't automate it.
Aqui na comunidade, né?
His family's farm is roughly 70 miles from Belém, the capital of the state of Pará, which grows more than 90% of the acai produced in Brazil. The only tool they use to climb is a single piece of rope called a piconha. They used to be made of leaves.
Essa folha aqui, a gente
R&D right
pegava,
there.
torcia ela, aí passava por aqui, fazia isso, para ver como o tempo vai mudando,
No,
né?
there you go. Their tech's better. Their tech's better now. There you go. They got a little bit of automation.
Today, Lucas's son Luis Fernando will go up.
Se tiver, só põe que tiver maduro, não traz que tiver paró. Pode subir, vai com cuidado.
The trunks are so thin that climbers have to be lightweight.
É perigoso sim. O cara tá lá em cima e uma árvore quebrar. É arriscado o cara quebrar o braço, quebrar pé.
Yeah, here. You want to see? You want to see how this works in America? There you go. Lizzie and her mom shared this video from Raisin City, California. The grapes are picked, leaves and all, to be placed on sheets of paper, and hot sand will dry them. It's a messy and hard job that only pays 35 cents for each sheet of raisins. This is happening in America. It's happening in your backyard, you know? And then to see Dave Portnoy complain about his tax dollars.
At the top, they swing from the tree to reach multiple bunches.
Oh, here's another one. This is the radish one. These farm workers in Moore Park, California are loading crates of radishes onto the trucks. In their 8 to 9 hour work day, they can easily load 2,000 crates. Each crate weighs 60 pounds on average. And then if they dare to fucking go back and complain or anything like that, we have a ton of Mexican migrant workers on the farms in Ontario, Canada even. Yeah. If you complain, ICE will get called on you because there's a never-ending flow. There's a never-ending flow of migrant workers that will work in those conditions. Not to downplay, but I work at Amazon. The work there is incredibly grueling. Yeah, I mean, we're just moving up the ranks. These guys' living circumstances are better than the guy who's like mining in the sulfur mines, right? In Indonesia. But it's still fucking horrifyingly bad. And then you move one layer up and you look at like migrant workers that have been able to make it into the United States of America who are at least like allowed to stay for as long as they, don't speak out and continue working. Then you have Amazon distribution facility workers. You know what I mean? It's like there's different tiers to this. There's always someone that's worse off than you, though, no matter what happens. And basically, at the tippy top is like most of the people that are on Twitch, that are watching Twitch streams and shit like that, or most of the people that are living in doing like white collar work. They don't even think about this. They don't even think about like the level of oppression, struggle, exploitation that goes into being able to basically, put that acai bowl in front of you. Yeah, we should all eat meat instead. It's not ethical to eat vegan foods. Yeah, that's a great joke. I am a big meat eater myself, but also understand that the poultry production facilities are exactly the same as this, except they get like open cuts and wounds and don't get the necessary medical treatment. And also, literally all of these fucking food producers do the same shit. It's like Agra and food do all. They go through the exact same circumstances.
Going down can be dangerous too, especially while carrying a large knife and holding an armful of branches. Dropping them could damage the fragile fruit.
Graças a Deus eu nunca caí dessa iseira. Quero que isso não aconteça comigo.
Eu já caí 3 vezes dessa iseira. Não me bati nenhuma vez, graças a Deus.
By the way, this is exactly the type of shit. This is the reason why I say like social democracies don't actually work in the same way that you think it does. Because there's still so much unseen exploitation happening in the third world. That's why I always say like it's built on the backs of the exploitation of the third world, and it's built on the backs of like America doing imperialism and Western nations conducting imperialist activities. Natural resource extraction can only happen when these nations are kept down. Instead of a collaborative approach that allows them to automate certain parts of this process, instead of a collaborative approach that allows them to take more of the profits that they're generating for others, okay? That's how this shit works. There's always someone above you taking money from your labor. Even someone as well off as myself still is paying a percentage of the revenue I generate on this platform back to, you know, executives, and then all the way up to Amazon, all the way up to Jeff Bezos' pockets. That's how it works.
Lucas and his family harvested 53 baskets like these in 2020.
And then you have dummies in here being like, but they host the servers? Yes, dude, please defend Amazon's integrity more. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that there isn't like any sort of give and take in this circumstance. The main point is that I have no say. I have no mechanism of control. Even I, someone literally at the tippy top, at the 0.00001% of wealth with respect to the rest of fucking society all around the planet, am still getting fucked over by 100,000 other dudes. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with your brain, man? How do you look at this? Like, even when I recognize my privilege, you still turn around and you're like, well, but they host the servers. It's that kind of cuck mentality. Lamau, then go spin up your own servers. Brother, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is the reason why you are always going to be destined for a lifetime of being a peasant, okay? Because you have no way to look up. The only time you look up is in admiration, okay? You deify wealthy people. And you think those other wealthy people who are telling you, like myself, that this system is fucking fundamentally flawed, you go, oh, well, he's speaking out against it. This guy's a fucking hypocrite. This guy's bad. This guy's wrong. You are not hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth. You are not understanding, okay? Go ahead. Keep it up, dude. I can't wait for him to triple down on this idiotic fucking take.